Affinity comes with a Slice Studio. What does the Slice Studio do? If you hover over here, it will tell you, for generating assets in one bulk operation. It lets you create drawn or layer-derived export slices. And you can see here the drawn slices. And it's slices of the image. If you're saving it maybe for web pages or different designs, you may want to export particular parts continuously. You may want to just export this area or this area, and this studio allows you to do that. But where is the Slice Studio? It's along here. So you can see here, if you can't see it, you've got 3 dots. Click there and you can see you've got Slice there. Just turn that on. With that on, you will then see this, and you can just click it, and within this you've got a set of tools and also a couple of panels. Not much, but it simplifies everything to the basic point of export. Export in different formats. So you want to export in JPEGs, TIFFs, SVG, PSD, etc. There's a load of different formats. Let's just now remove these ones. I'm just going to quickly delete them. You can see here I've got slices. This is in the slices panel. You can simply select them and just delete them very quickly like that. So once they're all deleted, we start completely afresh. So let's just go over here, and you've got the Slice tool. Slice tool, I can click, document and drag. And that creates the first slice. As soon as I do that, you see here, I've got this, and I can expand this out. And you can see I've got this option just to save it one size, the actual size here. That's what 1 times is. You could also set it to click there, and you can see a drop down. You've got 2 times, 3 times, etc. So you can set it to different things. But this one has got just 1x, and it's just given it a name. It's a slice 1. It says slice1.jpg. And I can add another slice. So let's add 2 slices. Now I could add multiple slices, hundreds of slices. You make a very complex slice of your design. The great thing about this, say you've got a large image, maybe 5 or 10 meg, you don't want to save it as a complete file for a web page. You just want to select parts of the image, say like this as maybe a JPEG, maybe certain areas, maybe as a PNG, etc. Or an SVG if you've got a vector design or whatever. Whole load of different things available using this feature. Now you'll also notice you've got slice there, but also you've got here this option. This one, slice name required, and you can click on here and you can just add a slice and it will give it the document name. This will be saving the entire document. It's not really a slice, but it's the default slice that it's got, and in this case it's 1 times the JPEG. You don't need it. You don't need to do it at all, and you can, if you don't want it, you can turn it on or off by just going here. There's a little eye over the side, and that is for all the sizes. So if you don't want them, you can always just click there. So the document itself, the complete document, doesn't need to be exported as well, but you might want that. That option is available in this case. Okay, so we've got slice 1 and we've got slice 2. So let's just expand them out. It gives you a bit of information. It gives you the width, height, gives you the name, the file type, JPEG, etc. Now you might not want JPEG. You might want it to be PNG, say, for that one. So let's just select this one. When you select it, you'll notice what you get. You get this bounding box. You've got this bounding box around this one, but you haven't got these little here and here and here. That's when it's selected. And with this one, you can see I've got it just 1 times and slice 2. It will save it as a thin sliver of document. Now, I've got a folder here already with some slices. Let's just remove those. Move to bin. Don't need those. This folder I've just got for slices, so this is where I'm going to put those files. So now if I go and export these slices, and down the bottom you've got this option, export slices, and you see it says bracket 2. I've got 2 slices. That's all it's going to do. So export slices, select that folder. I've obviously pre-created it already. Then click export. Now if I go there, and you can see what you get slice 1 and slice 2. But as mentioned, you could have hundreds and hundreds of slices in this. It doesn't just be 1 or 2. In this case, only 2. But if I go back, you can see here I've got 1 times and slice 2. I can change this. I can click here and make it 2 times. And there's JPEG there. And also above it, you'll notice you've got this. you've got the preset, and you can click here and you might go, well, you know what, I don't want a JPEG for that one. I want it to be PNG. Maybe PNG is a better format for that particular area, so PNG. Or maybe you want it to be TIFFs or SVG or EPS, etc. Whole range of different exports. You've got PDFs, you've got DWG, DXF, Radiance, loads. Canva design, strange enough, WebP, and also JPEG XL and all those sort of things, and even JPEG YouTube. That's useful to know. JPEG YouTube. Ooh, you know what? I've never seen that. Right at the bottom. I guess it puts it in the correct format for YouTube. Okay, you can see you've got other options as well. You've got here all these different ones. You can't add any presets. What you get is what you get, so 3 times, 100 times, etc. But what you can also do is you can set up paths, and here's the path where it will export it to. Now, at the moment, it's all exporting to that slices, but you can change it. You can just go here and you can drag this up, and drag this one up as well. I'm just dragging the whole lot up. And now click done. Now, if I go to export, so export, again, it obviously needs to know the folder, export. And it will, because it's replacing something, it's just going to ask me for that. So click there. Okay, now if we go here, you can see what's happened. It's actually created a folder. And here's the folder name. You've got the folder name here, and the folder name has got the name of the file and the name of the file and file type of JPEG, obviously in this case, as well as, unfortunately, not the slice name in that, even though I did include it in the actual thing. But if I click there, you can see again, you've got the slice PNG file there saved there. So you can create a different path structure as well for your document as well. Okay, let's just go back. This does work slightly odd. It does have its quirks. I think personally, sometimes it seems to select the file type as well into it. So let's just go now to this. So I've got slice 2 and slice 1. I can also add additional files to save. You don't have to just save one particular file for a particular export type. So you might want to create a few more. So I can click here, plus, and you can see then I've got that. And I can click there and I can set it as 3 times. But also with this, I can now, unfortunately, if I go here and set that to TIFF, that sets it for all of them, which I think is a slightly odd feature. Personally, I think it should actually do it for the one that you've currently got selected, and you could save it as a JPEG. But it seems to decide they all have to be TIFF. It's either all TIFF or all JPEG or all PNG, it seems, in this case. And now if I click plus again, let's just go for PNG, and then it puts it back to PNG. And if I click plus here 2 times, etc. You can see it always just defaults to the same format, which I think is a slight limitation. But let's just go down here, again, PNG. You might want it to GIF. So you can put it to GIF, and again, click plus there, slice to .gif, etc. So you can see you can build up a number of formats. And again, when you export slices, click there, export, and then we go back. Obviously, it's got a bit more to do now. It's got to save it to TIFF, etc., or PNG or whatever. We'll export the items, and it looks like it's crashed. No. Okay, it's done it. And then we go here, and you can see now we've got PNG, etc. Go into here, you see you've got the GIFs, you've got the PNG, etc. So you've got a lot of different file formats, lots of different options within this feature. You can also remove them if you don't want them. Go here and just delete that. So you can delete that one, and again, you can just click this one and delete that one, etc. And again, let's go for JPEG instead. There is also a continuous option. If you want, you can just click continuous. It won't ask you now if to overwrite it. It just overwrites it. It doesn't say, can I do it? It will just do it automatically. So if you go for this continuous mode, it means it's just trying to do it probably every second, every 10 seconds, whatever it is. It will update this. And you can see now I've got slice 1 and slice 2. I'm just going to go now to another type of slice. In this case, I've just created some copies of that layer. So I've got 4 now, and I can go to slice again. I'm obviously in pixel, so let's just go to slices, and I've got those old ones there. So to remove them, You can just simply select them. You can move them around, reposition them. You can just position them anywhere you want using the slice tool. But you can just now press delete. And I can select that one and press delete. So they're gone. Now, with these layers, what I can do, I can go over here. Here's the slice selection tool, and I can select these things. However, they're not really slices, so I think the naming is slightly odd. Really a layer selection feature. And I've also got, of course, the actual move tool, which does a sort of similar thing, but you can move things around. This will not move the actual, you can't move it. If I go to this one, and these ones I've added just by using the 3 dots here, you can add any number of tools into the Slice Studio. So if you're wondering why these ones are appearing in mine, but not probably in yours, I've just added them because I wanted the gradient to be there and also the move tool to be there as well. So I can reposition them. So we're back to this, the Slice Selection tool. And what I can do, I can go to this one, and as it's selected, you can see this little blue border around it. You can then right click and you can go create slice, and it will create a slice. And this slice is linked to that layer. So what you can do, if you want, you can just go here now to the move tool. So I can move it around, reposition it. You can't see the slice at this point, but so I move it to here. If I go back to this, you can see that has also moved. It moves with it. You can just go over here and break that link, the slice tool, and modify the size if you want. But in this case, I can go here and again select another one. Again, you get this little fine blue line around it. And exact same as before, I can right click and create slice. And then you can see now this one is selected, and I can do the same with the others. So right click, create slice, and click this one and right click, create slice. So now I've got 4 slices. You'll notice the names are not slices. It says background because that's what the layer name was. That's what it will use. It will use the layer name. So if you want to set it up correctly, maybe just call obviously each one a particular name. But I've now got 4 slices based on this, and I can do exactly the same as before. So I can go down here. So it's continuous. I can export slices. So exactly the same. You can see here I've got my background ones. Export. It will ask me obviously because they're already created. You'll notice here the naming convention, even though you call them background, they are still then changed slightly. _2, _3, _4. It's just created these ones. Obviously, this one's the _4, _3, etc. So it does update the name slightly using this, and click export, and it's done it. So it exports it like that. There's also an option which is hard to understand, find in layers page. I've never actually worked out what that does. So find in layers page, you select it, nothing seems to happen. Don't know. Perhaps there are some things that I do not understand about the Slices Studio, and that is definitely one of them. But again, you can always change things. Again, you can select all of them. So all are selected. You might decide, you know what, I don't want them as JPEGs. I want them as single PNG format. These are the export presets that are here. There are more, of course. So once you've done that, export slices, click export, and you can go here. It takes a few seconds to process it. Obviously, these files are slightly big, so let's just go to the Finder, and you can see then if we go back up here, you can see now we've got the actual files have been saved there, and that is in PNG format. So the PNG format of these ones, you've got PNG, JPEGs, etc. And you can, of course, also exact same as before, just go here, individually select it to PNG and put it to TIFF if you want to save it to a different format than the one that's actually the overall presets. If you've got any questions or comments about the Slices feature, please let me know in the comments below. Bye.